The revolution will not be televised.
Hey, and Hayes, it's Leopardess and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is gonna be about part to loc ratio. I should be packing because I'm about to
get the fuck ASAP after this shit.
I'm tired of this cold, okay? But anyways, the loc to part ratio is a very, very interesting, like, just idea, principle, just thing in general to me. Because when I first got my locks, like always in my informal videos as far as what I think, I had so many questions and there were so many answers. So for me, as you guys know, if you watched the previous videos, I talk about different techniques in locks as far as diamonds versus boxes versus all that stuff, or twist coils versus 2-strand twists. For me, I wanted locks on the thicker end, so for me, I got lucky. Now, it's funny because I feel like some people wouldn't consider these thick, some people would, but these are on the traditional side. They're a little bit, I think they're like a good amount of thickness, which is what I wanted, but here's what I think. So when it comes to loc to part ratio, I feel like you're never really gonna get the answer you're looking for. You can go on people's videos, you can see how many locks they have, and yes, that can give you a good perception. Why? Because you can easily learn that the less locks you have, the more thicker it is. The more locks you have, the more, thinner and smaller it is. So that's kind of like, common sense and rationality. So make a projection between, okay, if I have over 100 locks, don't expect it to be, thick. If I have less than 100, that's when I can kind of expect thicker locks. And I do agree with that logic to a sense, but I disagree in other senses because everyone's hair is different. Now I have 4C hair, 4C, I got 4L hair, 4 leopardess hair, okay? It's past 4C. But basically speaking on the type of hair I have 4C hair. And I never considered myself as someone who had thick hair. Some people told me I had thick hair, but like I said, perception is everything. So when I got my locks, I didn't want them to be thin and long. I wanted them to be like, thick, at least like a pinky in size or something of that sort. Like I didn't want them to be too thin, and I got the pinky. This is about a pinky, my pinky in size. So I would say yes, I do recommend following that scale. Obviously, if you have over 100 locks, expect, smaller locks. Obviously, if you do under 100 locks, then, that's kind of like, rationality. But here's my suggestion, because if you guys checked out my last video, my suggestion is always to try things out. Because a lot of people, they start their lock journey and they don't get the size that they want, and then they start all over. Either they want it thinner, either they want it, thicker, or, just right. And I feel like a lot of these questions could be solved if you kind of did test and error, kind of like an experiment. You don't know what's gonna happen, but once you run the experiment, you find out whether it worked or it didn't. So for me personally, I always had these misconceptions in my head that I needed someone to start my locks. Like I'm gonna go get somebody to start my locks. Like, yeah, I could have started my locks by myself. And I really, really, encourage you, if you want to, like, locks can be started by yourself. You really don't need anyone's help. All you have to do is do a little research. Make sure that your parts are staggered so it doesn't, have a straight down in the back like that. But, do your research. It's not hard to 2-strand twist your hair or even coil your hair. So I would say definitely do your research on that if you want to start yourself. But my main message that I want to point out is that if you're really concerned, if you want to start and you want to keep going and you don't want to have to worry about starting a new batch, trial and error. So when I was in college, one thing that I really, really wanted to do was to put locks at the back of my head. Like 4 locks, like right here. If you guys are just watching me now, I'm 19 months locked and I do monthly loc videos, so make sure you check those out. But I wanted 4 locks in the back here. I never started it because I was too scared. I'm here to tell you right now that if your size, the size of your locks is very important to you, and you know that you're not going to be satisfied with not getting what you want, I would say the back of your hair, part a line, and make different locks at different sizes. Now, why do I say this? Because, for example, you can then test out what your actual lock to part ratio is. Because of course, I feel like a loctician who works in hair can kind of figure it out. But sometimes, you know, things don't always go as planned. But if you take the time and you create those locks back there, I would say by 4 months, you will be able to see how much they expand. If you look at my 4-month lock video, my hair looks crazy. Like sometimes I look at my hair now and I'm like, certain parts look crazy. And usually for me, it's like the ends. I still haven't gotten over the ends. But if you watch my lock journey, you'll see like me and my ends. Like I just want to like knock them out. But if you look at my 4-month lock journey, go back, watch that video, you'll be like, yo. And I literally mean yo. Like it looked wild. Like it was budding, and then certain areas looked thick, thin, and I thought to myself, I thought my hair would never expand. I'm like, okay, but if you pay attention, like if I paid attention and really understood what was going on, even though I was paying attention, but when you first have locks, you know, you're kind of going through the journey of trying to understand the process, but like it started to expand, and I saw the width in which the bud was expanding, and my hair really hasn't gotten any bigger than that since. So I was like, okay, like for example, like this, you could see like the, you know, the width, the thickness of the lock. So that's why I recommend that if you're one of those people who, you know, like things a certain type of way, want your locks to be perfect and exactly how you want them, use a little section in the back of your head, try it out. 4 locks, do a couple, see if you like the micro better. Play around back there. It's the back of your hair. I think locks, I think when you have like loose natural hair and you have a couple locks back there, I think it looks so cute. But you know, play around. Once you find the one that you want, comb it out, do it. And that's my real advice, because I can sit here and tell you, you know, you could tell by how thick your hair is, blah, 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 da, da. But that won't really be factual in my head, you know? Because you can have 4C hair like me, and it could be thick, but it could be thick in certain regions, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, that's something that you know, and something that you should share with the person who's doing your hair as well. Like, you know, this part of my hair is thinner than that part. This part is really thick, you know? So you just never know what to expect. Did I expect my hair to, you know, be around this thickness? No, because I thought it was never going to expand. I thought it was never going to expand. So when it did, I was grateful, and I just drank my humble juice and I was quiet. So I would say try that out. If you don't like it, multiple ways to tell whether or not what ratio of part you should have in comparison. But looking back, that's what I would have done. And looking back, I wish I would have started some. I don't care if it would have been uneven or whatever. Looking back, I wish I would have just, you know, gone for it. And I think that would have been very interesting. For me personally, I don't need my locks to all be the same size. Like I said, I have these 2 locks, which are the smallest locks in my head as far as like width. Like look at that one in comparison. So for me, I'm fascinated with each lock in my head, and it is what it is. Looking back, that's definitely what I would do, and that's definitely what I would try. As well as, you know, consulting with your loctician, asking for their opinion. But if you like to experiment, definitely try it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Remember to check out my 19-month lock update. I recently just uploaded. So I did a video on the parting system, which one is the best. Make sure you check that video out. If you're also trying to get started locks, check out the coil versus 2-strand twist. A lot of good stuff in that video, and I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe for more. Also, turn on your post notifications so that you always know when I upload a video. But I appreciate you guys so much. Bye.